another video. We are doing another reaction, but this is going to be an old video reaction. I actually was getting some requests from some of my subscribers and also some of the people in my comments after I did the Jennie album review. I actually realized I didn't do the Rosé album review and also the Lisa album review, and so I would actually go over those as well as Jisoo. So in the past couple of weeks, I have been more so doing reviews to just one single video, one music video reaction based off of the current releases, but I will also do some album reviews. I did Lady Gaga's, you can also find that on my channel right here, and I also did Jennie's right here. Today we are going to be reviewing Rosé Toxic Till the End. This is way long overdue, but there were a lot of releases that were coming out with Rosé, with Apata, and during the last couple of weeks of 2024 with Jennie releases. It was a very, very momentous time for K-pop and also just pop music in general. And so to definitely capitalize off of what's been going on currently with the Blackpink Girls and Coachella, because you know Jennie and Lisa had their Coachella performances and they're definitely going to crush it again for week 2. We're also going to see it. I'm going to do a review of some of, you know, the girls' music. So let's look more into Rosé Toxic Till the End, which the music video I did love, and I love the fact that she also had Evan Mock, who was featured in the music video as the love interest. They have great chemistry, and I thought that was really, really cool. And if you guys haven't checked out his previous work, check him out in Gossip Girl, the new adaptation of the old series of Gossip Girl. He was pretty good, especially in season 2. That was probably one of the best seasons I personally would promote and share if you would like to see Evan Mock's work as an actor. Gossip Girl season 2, the new one, 2021, I believe it was released, 2021 or 2022. Correct me in the comments if you think so. All right, so let's get into it. This is Rosé Toxic Till the End music video reaction. Let's do this. Okay, so for any newcomers here, what I like to do is that I watch the music video and we go over the lyrics, and I do believe that words that we use and music is a form of manifestation, so it's definitely important to know what we are manifesting in our everyday lives. So let's go into the lyrics and we make our own interpretation. Rosé has already talked about the meaning of these lyrics, and I'm pretty sure there's been cleared up information about the music video and its meaning, so we're really kind of just commenting on the aesthetics and what parts we like, what parts we thought were cool, and also just genuine reaction to this music video, because I actually didn't fully watch the music video until now. I believe I saw parts of it online, and so this will actually be a full sit down of me watching the full from the beginning to the end. So let's get into Toxic Till the End. No pun intended.
Bike went, just walked away from me. I don't know where to go. I'm lost.
One of the things I kind of liked about just even this music video, it was the font size and this quiet luxury that this music video already has from the beginning. And it's kind of shown through the font, where you see this cursive pink, almost a little bit old Hollywood, like how they would begin some of their opening screens. When it came to their movies, like they might have MGM, and they would have like the writing of the title of the movie in a cursive way. This is kind of what it reminds me of, and it's kind of cool to see this. So it gives quiet luxury, a little bit ode to old Hollywood. The way that Rosé's hair was falling around her, just I think the way that it was positioned, it almost looked like she was wearing a scarf. I was thinking like, oh, why does this vibe? Because she's wearing sunglasses. Those sunglasses kind of reminds me of the old Hollywood 1950s of a young woman who's in a cruiser, and she's wearing one of those bandanas where it's tied and she's wearing those glasses, like those conspicuous ones. Like she basically has like a head wrap, and her hair kind of slightly exposed with like sunglasses while she's in this car. Rosé kind of gave me that vibe, and because of her blonde hair was positioned this way, it looked as if from this angle, if I froze it right here, as if it was covering, as if she was wearing a head wrap. I will screenshot it here so you get an example of what I'm trying to say. It kind of looks like as if she's wearing a head wrap and she's giving that old Hollywood look glam. But surprisingly, she has that without the head wrap. So once again, it's giving this energy of this old, quiet luxury of 1950s, 1960s vibes, even though it's still owed to them. It's still modern because one, the car, and even him with this. I don't think this was a thing, was it? Well, his outfit is not giving 1950s, so yeah, it's more modern. The bike just being in random exposed. From the start. Can't pretend that I was. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, her pushing him into it was crazy. I remember I watched that scene, it was in the clips of like the preview, and I was like, yo, that's messed up. But I know it was playful, but it was just like, that's why it's toxic, because the fact that it can't be reciprocal on both ends, it's not equivalent, and the level of backlash and the level of expectation is not equivalent on both ends, is probably also what makes it toxic. If that's the case, then you have this back and forth of both parties playing with each other, but pushing each other and honestly bringing out the worst in each other, but yet playing with it in a very lighthearted way. And how is because we see moments where she's kind of breaking it down. Back then, when I was running out of your place, I said I never want to see your face, but I meant I couldn't wait to see it again. It was a lie. She's really showing her toxicness through this. I was just like, and then she like drops him in there, like, you know. I think that's a really poignant part. Once again, his favorite game is chess. There's a lot of mental gymnastics, and it requires critical thinking and a lot of maniacal. I'm gonna say maniacal. It's strategic. Chess is very strategic. It involves a lot of different variables and requires focus too and endurance, while at the same time some very, very diabolical tactics. Using people as chess pieces is toxic. That is, in my opinion, the devil's work. She knows that too, and I think that's also what's interesting, is that Rosé is able to pick this up, and she's a really smart girl, and I think it's because she also, I think to some degree, is also playing into it as well. In fact, I think, not even sure, she says she is, you have me participating, meaning that she was also playing chess as well, to some degree. I don't think as well as he was, or he was initiating it, but I think it was like, oh, I see what you're doing, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna see if you like this. And so it was like a game. Ooh. Damn, I ain't gonna lie. She wasn't joking. The girl was beating this dude up. I mean, pushing him. Destroyed her own statue. She was going in. Yeah, you wasted my prettiest years. Interesting. So she can forgive him for a lot of things, and she probably did. For one thing, my dear, you wasted my prettiest years. Well, guess what, Rosé? Your prettier years are yet to come, because you still look great and you look prettier every year, in my opinion. That's just me. Oh, wow. What I find interesting about this part was the fact that it was planned, right? The skateboard, the car being wrecked, it was all him. He is essentially what they call a mastermind or a master manipulator. And I think that's the whole point of this, is the fact that this one scene where I was looking closely, when she finally is trying to leave in the car, and he's on the side, grinning. And like, it worked. Like, he knew what he was doing there, right? She realizes this, and he's like, and then that's hence the push that she's going for him. So she had reason to really get mad, and honestly, him up. She definitely had reasons to do so. And then he's putting up the lid, like, yo, this dude is a troll. He's a whole troll. He's a whole villain. Oh, he's a troll. Just playing games for game's sake. But yet still playing with you and still doesn't, and still like has your best, somewhat of your well-being intact. Him, and I think that's the whole point of like, you have me participating despite me knowing all of these things now later on. In this mansion being this far away forest kind of reminds me of like, once again, old school Hollywood, 1950s, 1960s way of telling stories. Do you remember like Beauty and the Beast? And they had like that scene where the camera was paneling away, I believe, from the castle out into the forest, and it was all colorful. Like literally, that's what this scene reminds me of. If you remember Beauty and the Beast in the opening scene, this is like what this kind of reminds me of. A little bit haunting, but beautiful at the same time. This definitely fits Rosé's brand and natural aesthetics of kind of this quiet luxury, but natural as well. This doesn't feel like it was too overly produced or curated. It's very realistic and very authentic to kind of what you probably might see in terms of the dynamic of a relationship. It is obviously played up a little bit more, like the guy manipulatively doing all of these things, and also the mansion in this big empty quiet mansion. But I think it's to reinforce certain aspects of her brand that are still pretty much tied to K-pop and Blackpink, which I think is really, really, really beautiful. Yeah, she's still a bad girl boss angel. Even some of her outfit, like her wearing the sweater under what, in my opinion, looked like the K-pop outfit, a K-pop like, honestly, an outfit that I would see her probably wear on stage. It was like a two-piece, and she had like I believe it was a shimmery top. It was when she was in the hallway and she was like beating the crap out of him. She has like this sweater, and she has, I think it's his sweater, right? So it's like a K-pop idol messing with some guy who probably knows that she's a star, or knows that she's an influencer of some kind. So that probably goes into like what I was talking about, like the beginning. It gave like, she's like an old Hollywood star or some type of idol or influencer, and this guy knows where she lives or where she is in the area. So hence the plan to diabolically mess up the bike. Oh, let me get a ride. And I get a ride to her house. And then I got to ride to her house. We started playing chess. And I'm just playing chess. A couple of things happen. She kisses me because she's probably alone. It's just us two. I think he knew what he was doing in terms of basically softening her boundaries. So if she can hit him, if she can like parlay with him, and he's also asking for help, can you, oh my God, I can't believe you did this. And then she's like, okay, fine. And like pushing it again. There's building up rapport, and then to build up rapport with chemistry and the quiet, he needs to dry off. Okay, we sit by the fireplace. Emotional sparks fly. He likes chess. In chess, you set up your pieces, and he was setting up the scene or the scenarios in which would most increase the likelihood of her possibly falling for him or liking him. If that makes sense. Right, and he kisses her. And then, now he's at her place, skateboarding like it's normal. he has her participating and kind of observing. He gets injured. He creates a scenario where he's able to have her take care of him, so that increases their bond even more. Wow. If you're a celebrity, you're wary of dealing with somebody like that, right? Like that, whether they're using you or genuinely like you for you. So you're probably like, okay, why are you texting somebody? Who else are you texting? It could be a reporter. It could be a third party who's trying to siphon something or steal something. If you're a celebrity, I can imagine that when it comes to those who are non-celebrities, that you have to be extra careful and aware of people who you're allowing to come into your private home and residence. That just is common safety that you should have just for yourself as an individual and definitely as a famous or notorious person. So that just makes sense. I don't think he even got a text. He just did look at his phone and then simply put his hand over it. And then she's like, he knew what are the things that most people would overreact. This person basically has a really good sense of human nature and how people react, and particularly females in this particular case, but in general, how a natural person who is a good-hearted person would react, or to instigate a certain type of emotional reaction within a person. The car is messed up, and then he's on the side smiling because he took the bullshit. He messed up our car. Yeah, he's on the side. Yep, messed up our tires. He also took the air out of his own tires, his bike tires. And then, I won't say he got her drunk, but they were drinking. She got drunk, threw up, but then he's like taking care of her, and then he puts her into bed, and then she's like, like that would make someone swoon, honestly. Be like, oh my God. And not only that, carried her in your arms to her bed. Come on. This dude is the class act. He's good. I think that's the whole point, and it's in the bridge when she was like, honestly impressive. Honestly, the way that he is impressive. Really, he's impressive. Like he went this far. Like she's looking at the view, and it looks like he's looking at her. But maybe I'm also looking too much into it. But that's what I got. Because I was talking till the end. Wow, I'm not gonna lie. This one was really interesting. I got a lot of layers, and I feel like this was a really good example of. And I feel like, because I'm a guy, I feel like I can speak about this, but this is a really good indication of a lot of some dating tactics that I've actually seen being used to some degree. Yes, this is an over exaggerated version, like people aren't out here breaking bikes and like taking their own boards to do, but there are some elements of this that's very true, and of course, because it's based off of her true life, is her true story. So this is really, really interesting to see. This guy really is impressive, impressively toxic, but also a master manipulator is what I usually call these types. And props to Rosé on picking that up and also being honest with herself, because she also said she participated in it herself as well. So accountability is also important to have, where you also know that you're not completely innocent as well, because to some degree you have already picked up on it, but you probably just play with it because it's fun sometimes at first. So that was Toxic till the end. I think I love the music video. Like I said, it's very raw, natural, and authentic to Rosie's brand. Similar to the other music video that I also did a reaction to Number One Girl, and it has that similar vibe in terms of her wearing a little bit more of the girl next door type of outfits, even though she was wearing like a little bit of a high-end type of shoe, like something a little bit more celebratory and party-like, kind of like in my opinion, a K-pop outfit. Honestly, K-pop idol type of outfit. I like this. It was shimmery and tees, but she had his sweater. So a lot of her outfits were just, chill girl next door. She was more so honestly getting into the vibe of what his fashion was, to be honest. The skateboard, and she started wearing a hat backwards and wearing his sweater and wearing shorts. So she slowly morphed into his vibe. So that's kind of interesting to see that play out throughout the music video, the fashion sense. And I think this is definitely a winner. I do love this music video. Also, I just learned a lot. I love watching these music videos because it really, if you look closer at the details, there's so much things that you might initially miss at first, and then you slowly, like, frame by frame, pick up on who was doing what direction they were looking at. You get so much information, and so this is why I love music videos, and I think they're so important to look more into and to continue to do as an artist. So thank you, Rosé, for the inspiration, and also thank you for listening to this interpretation by Semmie Sings. If you'd like to see more videos or would love me to react to other K-pop videos, I mainly do pop girlies. If you have any suggestions, I could also do K-pop boy groups as well, or any boy male pop video. We do mainly pop culture stuff on this channel. If you would love to recommend any, please do so in my comment section. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on TikTok as well as Instagram. I'll leave some of my information in the description below. Thank you for listening, and talk to you and see you soon. Bye.